Hey guys, this is just a little bit of an update. It's gonna be day one of the Street Fighter project. The band is going naked and becoming a Street Fighter. I just kind of hate the design of the whole headlight of this Gen 2 bandits. Most people know those headlights will like make dust inside and you have to clean them periodically, open them up in the oven. That's a whole ordeal just to get good headlights. Also, they buzz a lot and they weigh a ton. I mean, look at this big old chunk of metal. So, today I synced the carbs, which I should be posting a video of that. I also modified this brake lever, or clutch lever, to give me a little bit shorter of a throw, as well as chopping the exhaust. Yeah. So, a few little tips if whoever wants to change their bandit into a naked, especially Gen 2s, which are 01 and after. To get your clocks out, which are sitting over there, there's going to be two 8mm bolts going through. But before you can even get through that, you have to remove your whole light assembly, which is just four 10mm bolts, which you'll see, and just take that out. Two 8mm bolts, you can remove that, and then you can remove the black piece that goes around here. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get it out. In that black piece, there's going to be a screw hidden right there. Let me get that. Where is she? Crap. There she is. She basically goes something like this, but you see that right there. There's a screw that goes right there. So even if you remove all the bolts and you try to yank it out, you're just gonna break that out. So don't forget lights, clocks, gauges, then this piece. This is the last thing that comes off. Right? So that's where I'm at so far. I mean, I'm waiting on the fairing for it. Just kind of like an alien head fairing for it, which I've always been in love with, and some what are they called, Byron mirrors. Still waiting for those in the mail. Also, I got some new Pilot Road 3 tires for her, but those still got a little bit of life left, so I'm not gonna change them yet. Right? So that's day one. Still waiting on it. Probably gonna end up riding this thing to school while I wait on the parts. Right? And this bike didn't come. I know some bikes came with this covers, even if it was a fair bike, they still had or a bike with fairings, it still had this covers. Mine didn't, so I just made some out of some aluminum sheet. Actually, this is tin. It's really flexible and easy to work with. But if you want to do that, then you just make a template out of cardboard, cut it out of thin, shape it however you want. It's eventually going to be painted black, but I'm just leaving it like that for now. There's a bolt that goes through here. I decided to go with zip ties. I mean, it looks a lot cleaner, and it's going to be easier to take off if I need to. As well as in the other side, just doing the same thing. I think it looks pretty decent. Just the zip tie going through, and the other head just cinch them down. This one's just the zip tie going through both sides, so I think it looks pretty nice. So yeah, this is coming off. All of it's coming off. I reckon it's probably gonna lose about 50 pounds plus on the front end, so that'll make the bike a lot lighter, and yeah, it's just gonna look sick. So day one of the project, good progress so far. So this is still day one, but forgot one thing. So if you want to make your fairinged bandit into a naked, either you're gonna have to ditch your original clocks and find an aftermarket clocks, such as like a Throtec Vapor or something of that sort, or just run like a bicycle speedometer. But if you want to keep your odometer going, you're gonna have to find a way to mount these, which I have found that I can make a bracket and make them sit like that. Now Getting to the key is gonna be kind of a little hassle, but yeah, I can put up with that. So if you can see, there's 2 bolts sticking out over here. And what I'm gonna do is take some sheet metal and make a bracket that comes out of this 2 joints. One that comes out over here, and then just bolt these straight onto there. So I'll end up looking something like this. I've seen this done on the Maximum Suzuki forums, just with zip ties, but I don't really trust zip ties. I am gonna run some zip ties as like a second fail safe, but I am gonna make the sheet metal bracket, and it's gonna end up looking something like this, which I think looks pretty cool. I want to keep the ignition lock, so that's why if you want, I saw the guy who did this, move the ignition and drill a hole over here and put your keys there, but I want to keep the ignition lock, so that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, so here's a rough shape of how the brackets are gonna be. I just use really thin sheet metal just to kind of mock them up. And I'm gonna use some aluminum sheet to make the brackets, but I'm gonna make them a lot skinnier. That's where the bolt's gonna go. Here's where the bolt's gonna go. This one's gonna be a little hard to fit because of the master cylinder, but it should be no problem still. So yeah, use really sheet metal and just punch the bolt where it should go. Yeah, that's just a rough idea of how they're gonna be. So just gonna start building them. Okay, so here are the brackets so far. Oops, not trying to lie. One's gonna go up to a higher mount than the other one. I tried mounting them both at the same spot, but it just wouldn't work. Alright, so hopefully you guys will be able to see this lighting. I doubt it. But anyways, yeah, here are the brackets. I'm gonna trim them down just a bit so it don't look that big, and took out the back cover. So one of them is gonna go up to one of those screws that are sticking out, and the other one's gonna attach to one of these. So it'll basically end up looking like that. Now I'm gonna give you a okay, so here you go. I'm gonna give you guys one more view of how this is gonna be attached. As you can see, one of this L brackets sort of deal is going onto this outer nut over here. Hopefully this GoPro's catching it alright. It's a wide angle view. But yeah, it's just attached to that nut. I tried doing that over here on this side. However, the banjo bolt for the clutch and everything got in the way. Maybe if we got the cable clutch, it would be easier. But I ended up attaching it over here. I'm going to put the cover on and then put the screw through the cover and through this whole bracket. So as you can see, I use multiple plates just to make it more stiff and it won't bounce around. And I'm also going to add just zip ties around just as a double safe in case something breaks or something. I can hang on to my gauges. Alright guys, phase 1 of Project Street Fighter has been completed, which included sinking the carbs, making these sight covers, and moving the gauges from down here up here, just so I can put a Street Fighter headlight on there, or whatever headlight you want to put it really. There are the brackets, zip ties, not really noticeable, especially when I remove all this crap. But yeah, I think it looks fantastic actually. They're on there really solid. They still move, so they'll be able to absorb shock. Or see the keyhole, it's kind of covered by this, but you just gotta put the key on there sideways, and bam. Now steering lock still works, still moves side to side, and as you can see, the gauges work totally fine. I think, personally, they look pretty cool. Alright. So, thanks for watching part 1. Stay tuned for the rest, which will include side mirrors and installing the headlight and cleaning everything up. Alright, thanks for watching.